All right, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Eljay Johnsen Show. This time, episode 102. All right, hello everyone, and welcome back to yet another episode of the Eljay Johnsen Show. Boy, I really hope this is working. Again, OBS is very persnickety. It does weird, goofy things. So we're gonna see if this is operational. Who knows? It might not be. But we're gonna give it a good old try. Once again, as always, go ahead and let me know how things sound. Let me know if things are coming through all right. If there are any issues, I would certainly like to know that. Let me see. Trying to determine exactly what the heck is going on with it on the YouTube side of things. There's a place I can go for this, but it doesn't look like it's letting me go there. You know, we're just gonna. Oh, wait. Live control room. Is this where I need to be? Bingo. All right, found it. All right, excellent. Goodness, it has been a long time since I have last done this. You know what? I can speak English. I swear. Let's go ahead and get into the show. So, today I have a returning guest. He was on many, many, many months ago to talk about the positives and the more optimistic side for LEGO licensed themes. He's back once again to discuss this, as we agreed I'd have him back and another guest toward the end of the year to kind of wrap things up, see where things stand, let a year go by, and see how the LEGO landscape is. It is, of course, Henry Bricklider. How you doing today?
Doing all right, LJ. How are you?
I am unfathomably exhausted.
That's a mood. I'm doing pretty okay, I guess.
That's good.
Kind
I'm
of
glad.
tired.
Yeah, no, it's definitely been quite tired, quite tiring. So you can tell I can't speak English.
I can't speak English most of the time anyway, so I don't. It's all good with me.
Fantastic, excellent. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump right into things. First, an important question: how's the weather?
The weather was humid and rainy and gross today, so that was fun.
Well, that does not sound fun. That sounds actually terrible.
It was quite dreadful.
Fair enough. Okay, so let's get into the subject, the conversation that we have today. First of all, go ahead and kind of reintroduce yourself since it's been a while since I've had you on. Tell everyone who you are, how you got into Lego, and what you're up to now.
All right. Hello, everybody. It is me, Henry Bricklider. I am an AFOL, and I am not active on YouTube much at all. I have been into Lego for about 11 years, 12 years, I think. And I got into Lego, especially with licensed themes such as Harry Potter, Indiana Jones, and Star Wars. And to this day, I occasionally collect licensed themes. I do a lot of mocking, personal stuff. Whether or not I post it on social media is a completely other story. But haven't started slacking on Lego yet. But I gotta say, licensed themes are kind of letting me down.
Really?
I'm just not very happy with all that stuff. I guess we'll get into it in a minute. So,
Yeah, no,
but
absolutely. No, I mean, let's waste no more time. Let's go ahead and get started. So last time you were on, we had oh goodness, let me make sure I have the date, the specific time that you were on.
I found it in the chat. It was January of the.
Was
It
it
was the beginning of
January?
this year. Yep.
Streamed 11 months ago. So it was January 19th. And the year had kind of just started. And if I'm not mistaken, you were pretty optimistic with the Lego landscape and system themes, or licensed themes, as it were.
I was relatively optimistic. I had some issues, I think, with certain themes, but I think I had some suggestions on how to change it or fix it.
Mm-hmm. Do you recall exactly what those suggestions were?
I think I said that. I think it was DC and Marvel superheroes needed to take an extended break, much like Batman did in between 2008 and 2012 before the superheroes reboot.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think I said that Star Wars should not be removed just because it's become a staple of the Lego company or the
That's
Lego
fair.
group.
Mm-hmm.
And I think those were the two suggestions I had. And then I said have smaller Lego intellect, like personal intellectual properties interspersed.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, no, that sounds about right. So, in the year since then, a full 12 months have gone by. We've seen everything that 2019 has to offer. How do you feel that LEGO has stacked up against your suggestions and your expectations? And did they take any of your recommendations or suggestions?
I don't think Lego took any or much of my suggestions at all. I think Hidden Side is probably the big one that kind of, it's not that they took my suggestion, but it certainly sounds like similar thoughts were taken into consideration. So that's the big original IP. And then Star Wars is not taking a break. Marvel and DC superheroes still have lackluster minifigures and sets. Um, and Star Wars is a can of worms
Mm-hmm.
for the most part. I think, especially in regards to their pricing, that's the biggest issue I think with them.
With Star Wars sets?
With Star Wars sets, yes.
Okay. Has it gone dramatically up since we last talked?
I don't think it's gone dramatically up, but it's pretty much the same, and it's quite frustrating.
Okay, do elaborate.
So the Rise of Skywalker sets just released, the first wave of them, and I'm pulling up Brickset right now. The Sith Tie Fighter, which has how many pieces? It's somewhere. Here we go. This is just one of the examples of pricing that I find it extremely frustrating. It
Mm-hmm.
is 470 pieces and retails for $80.
Oh,
The price,
that's
yeah,
wow. That's kind of like that's roughly double the price per part count ratio that people are accustomed to or have come to
no
expect.
kidding. On top of that, there are, I think, one exclusive minifigure out of three, and the selection isn't very great in that. So it's not even that you're necessarily buying the set for the minifigures.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I'm seeing, the build looks rather lackluster too.
Mm-hmm. You said it was a Sith Tie Fighter.
Yes, it is 75272.
5272. Is that from 2019 or 2020?
This is 2019,
Okay.
or it should be. It just came out, I think.
75272.
Yes,
That is a 2020 set.
it is a 2020 set. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Well, that's a grim looking future for 2020 then.
Yikes! Yeah, no, I'm just now seeing this. $470 and it retails for 80.
Yep, not
Yikes!
great.
No, no, not at all. That's rough. That's not a great price per part ratio because the expectation when it comes to price per part, which is the average that people will judge the value, the worth, a good deal on, is going to be 100 pieces for $10 generally. Now that
Hmm.
will vary from theme to theme, set to set, and it varies for a variety of circumstances. But going off of that baseline, this is egregious.
It's ridiculous. Another one that I just pulled up that is a 2019 one is the new UCS Star Destroyer.
Mm.
It is 4,784 pieces for $700, and that clocks in at like 15 cents per piece, rounding
Mm-hmm.
up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I remember when that one. Gosh, was that this year?
It was. It got all hyped and everything, and I don't think many people were super pleased with it.
Oh, yeah, okay, no, I remember this now because it was this very large set, one of the largest Lego sets. And it was a UCS, which, of course, are large. Ultimate Collector Series sets are huge. And people were incredibly disappointed that it came with two lackluster minifigures and it had no interior. You couldn't put any of the minifigures inside.
Yep. Yeah. No, not great.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. So, it's stuff like this that has kind of dissuaded you from Lego Star Wars, you would say?
For sure. There's maybe two or three sets come that are out. One set that came out this 2019 that I'm very interested in, and then maybe one in 2020, and that's about it for Lego Star Wars. But I think that my opinion on the current state of the franchise as a whole also affects that. So I don't know if I'm the most solid person to take that advice from, or look at that insight from, because I have a very colored view on the franchise as a whole.
Mm-hmm. Real quick question, because I forget from last time. What did you think of The Last Jedi again? I know we've had
I
this
hate it.
conversation. Okay, great, excellent. You're in good company. Um, okay, but what about some sets such as 75251 Darth Vader's Castle? I've heard really good things about that one.
I've heard really good things of Vader's Castle. I don't own it. I quite like the build of it. I think it looks a little too blocky, at least from the front,
Mm-hmm.
and too angular. It just seems like there's a very much lack of detail, especially in the base of the set itself.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, looking at set images is a completely different thing from looking at the product in hand. I've always thought that with sets,
I
but just
think.
looking at it, I don't know. It's a little lackluster visually, but I'm sure that it's a really fun playset.
Mm-hmm. I think it varies. Sometimes Lego, when they advertise a set or set box art or set images, sometimes they don't line up quite with the set itself, though I feel that on average they're reasonably straightforward. I think Darth Vader's castle suffers a little bit from the no back issue, where a lot of these buildings, kind of like modulars,
Yep.
will often have no back or a weird back to it, and I think this one is a lot like that.
It certainly makes for displaying it pretty limited. It's just one place that I think is the best angle from, and
Mm-hmm.
then the top of the building looks rather weird too. Just the flimsiness of the plates right at the top. It just kind of makes that overall shape look a little bit lazy.
Mm-hmm.
Overall in the design.
Yeah. Okay. And now, before we kind of move on from Star Wars, what about? I'm curious to your take on this. Set number 52. Wait, correction. 75255 Yoda. And that was that large Yoda that was released.
Yes, I first thoughts when I saw it, I thought it was extremely bizarre. I think the eyes are really off-putting. That's the biggest issue I think with me. But apparently, it looks better in person again.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think I like the overall shape of it. It's got a nice form, and it's certainly unique. And it's kind of going in the lines of R2D2 and BB-8. But I think that uh, I don't know. It's fine. I don't necessarily have a super jaded like big opinion on it. The price per piece ratio is really nice.
Mm. Let
Uh,
me see. Let me check that real quick. Well,
5.6 cents,
yeah, no,
one
that's
thousand
that's pretty good.
770. So and then sand green, you get some sand green in there. That's always
Mm-hmm.
nice.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Okay. Yeah, because I've been
So
hearing mixed things on it. A lot of people said it's terrible. A lot of people are comparing it to the old one with like the cane. Uh, that's interesting to hear.
I would buy it probably for the parts.
Mm-hmm. Now I get that. Okay. All right. So,
What
oh,
I guess before I wanted to say one more thing about Star Wars. I
of
did
course.
purchase get a Star Wars set this year. It was 75244 Tana V4. Now, I, amongst my friends, and I've said things before that I have been dying for a re-release of the Tana V4. I think I mentioned it on the last podcast, and
Mm-hmm.
then I think it was May this got revealed, and I was very excited for it. And it's an okay set. It's average.
Hmm.
I liked the minifigures out of it, and I think the build was nice overall. But I ended up modifying it, so even Star Wars sets I was super excited for turned out to be just fine.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay. So yeah, no, you've really really been dissuaded by Lego Star Wars over the last year. And
Pretty, yeah. It's been rough.
and so it's been, would you say predominantly the fact that they're kind of iffy on the price per part ratio, or because it's more of the same unless there's a new movie? Like, what has been the driving factor behind this dissuasion?
The price is the big dissuasion. I don't have much money, and when I do get the opportunity to ask for Lego as gifts and stuff, I feel kind of bad asking for Star Wars sets, especially ones that I know that are super expensive and not a very good value. And that alone, even just on a gift asking standpoint, is dissuades me from considering them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. No, I understand that.
And then
Okay.
when I purchase a set myself, I try to find the most pieces and what I personally will get the most value out of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's understandable. I mean, I totally get you. Okay. In that case, let's go ahead and move on from Star Wars and look at some of the other licensed themes throughout the year. What are some others that you really favored?
I favored Harry Potter, the Wizarding World theme that I still stand by as being really, really good.
Okay, so that's held up.
That has held up. I think that because it had a softer release, it wasn't as big as it was in 2018. Certain cuts were made to the sets as a whole. Certain face prints from other themes were reused for side characters, but I still think that overall, when it comes to new molds, uh, price to piece ratio, and just what you get in the set, I think it's been really good
Okay.
still.
What have been some standouts, would you say?
Standout was 75945 Expecto Patronum. It is a $20 set, and it comes with four minifigures, two of which are Dementors, and then one of them is exclusive figure, which would be Sirius Black. And then the biggest plus of this set is the new Patronus minifigure or figure, the Stag that
Mm-hmm.
comes in it. It is a trans blue with some sparkles in it, and it's just a very nice piece in person. And the fact that Lego went out of the way to design this mold, especially specifically in this color, and put it in such an inexpensive set is was really nice.
Mm-hmm.
And it
Okay.
serves as a nice play set and something to just get a somebody who's a fan of Harry Potter pretty quick. A nice set. It sets up a scene that's pretty iconic as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I would say the price per part ratio is probably a little skewed to the negative. However, it is not by that much. Like 120, 121 pieces for $20 is not the greatest. However, considering the new mold, that's a giant mold in a very specific color, it's kind of understandable. It's reasonable to see why that might jack it up a little bit.
Right.
So,
Another standout was the Advent calendar. I found that to be Harry Potter's the most appropriate for an Advent calendar, and a lot of the
really,
builds were not only. Yeah, I opened it all right before Christmas so I could display it. Um, but the exclusive figures that are in there are just nice variants. But then all the builds I've been able to put into my castle, and for the most part, I think I'm going to keep most of them, excluding the specifically Christmas themed
mm-hmm.
builds, because I think that they translate really well to the actual sets.
Interesting. So I used to pick up the Star Wars Advent calendars, and honestly, I've stopped as of I think maybe last year and this year because they really didn't wow me. I mean, there were some neat things in it. I think this year's might be really good, or it might be better. I'll say. I don't know. I don't have it.
I
And
do. My brother's been opening it
is
each
it
day.
okay?
He got that as a gift. It's okay.
Okay.
I think that some of the figures you get are kind of nice. The Cloud Car Pilot comes in. I think the Cloud City set, which is huge. So it's one of those you get a nice figure you wouldn't normally get for cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Luke figure that's exclusive is kind of nice.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I've gotten to see oh, which one is it? It's the city one for this year. I've gotten to see a lot of the stuff out of the city one, and honestly, it
Oh,
looks excellent, absolutely
nice.
outstanding.
I haven't paid much attention to the City Advent calendar.
This year's has a lot of really good minifigures, and a lot of really good pieces. I think they did a good job. But in that same vein, I also didn't pay attention to the Harry Potter Advent calendar. So it's good to hear that it's good. Like that kind of surprises me because it existing to begin with kind of surprised me.
If I'm not mistaken, it was kind of a surprise a release. I think just because of the success of the 2018 relaunch, I think this it kind of prompted them to do this.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not mistaken, from what I've heard.
I think that would make sense. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad they did it, though. I'd be interested to see something that I'm surprised they haven't done yet. That seems like it'd be right up their alley. An Ninjago Advent calendar. I am
Oh my goodness,
amazed.
that's amazing.
I'm amazed they have not done it yet.
What? Why wouldn't they? That would be great.
Yeah, but but no, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. I heard nothing but excellent things about the Harry Potter sets from my friend Meso. He said they were really good, and so I'm glad to see that theme continuing and being well accepted by fans of that franchise. That's a really good thing to hear.
I'm super pleased by it so far. I haven't been let down yet.
Hmm. Okay, so we're going one for one. We have one that's a little bit of a quite a bit of a letdown, and one that has remained consistent in its good quality. what is another Lego theme that you were either hopeful for or not think highly of that you're, well, basically just another one that has released this year that you were keeping an eye on?
Um, Other licensed themes I kept an eye on. I didn't purchase them, but I found the Hidden Side Upside Down to be extremely impressive just on a
That's
build level.
that's an original theme.
Not Hidden Side. I meant, oh, what's the show? Stranger Things. That's it.
Oh, Stranger Things. Yes. Okay. So
Yes,
that
that's it.
that also kind of
Same spooky
surprised
theme.
me. Here we
I
go.
know nothing about that show and I did not follow it, but I think that the build alone and a lot of the parts and colors and stuff are extremely impressive. And the two in one, I guess, for lack of a better term, of the house is just a really cool uh, uh, part of that,
Mm-hmm.
getting that set.
Yeah. So I have seen the show. I did not get the set because I watched the show, but I wouldn't call myself a fan of it necessarily. In the sense that I don't. You're not gonna see me going out to buy. See, I did what you did inside. Uh, Stranger Things merchandise, but I looked at the set. It's very impressive. A lot of details. A few great new prints. Uh, Even heck, a couple of uh, new hair pieces that I thought were really excellent. A few of them. So there's a lot here to enjoy. Have you gotten a chance to see it in person at all?
I have not seen it in person. I've only seen images.
Fair enough. I mean, same. So that works.
I wish because I'd certainly like to just flip it over and see, just hold it like the structural
Integrity
integrity
of
of it.
it.
I would like to see how it goes.
Mm-hmm. No, I get that. And price per part is really good. It's a little over 2,000 pieces for $200. So that's
That's
pretty
not
much
bad.
right on. Yeah.
Another licensed one that came out this year I was impressed with was the Friends Central Perk Cafe.
Oh, yeah.
I
Okay.
just on a parts value level. I don't know anything about Friends. So coming strictly from just pieces and the content, I am impressed by the piece count and a lot of new prints. That's just really nice.
Let me see if I can find this.
Do you want the set number?
Yeah, that'd be great.
21319.
21319. There we go. Oh, it's not called Friends. It's called Central Perk. Yeah, duh.
Oh, yeah.
Duh. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Um. No hard and fast opinion on the show itself. As far as a set is concerned, it's impressive, though this is another one of those that really confuse me. Like, I don't understand why it exists. I don't. See, this is the problem. I don't understand why it exists, but then you see the third or fourth message from Lego websites going, "Hey, it's restocked again." Like the Brick fan, I think I saw a tweet from him or an article from him saying it had been restocked like four different times. This thing
Oh, my
sold like
word.
hotcakes.
Jeez. I mean, I don't know. Hmm, I guess if you're a fan of the show, I can see that, but I look at it and just on a parts incentive, I mean, like maybe I'd get it, but
Mm-hmm. I mean, there do appear to be some really good torso prints. Ones that I could see. Well, okay. I think only one or two of them could be reused for minifigures that don't have flesh tones, but all the
that's
others
fair.
you can use for other things. Um, yeah, I mean it's structurally it looks very impressive. Uh,
I think content-wise, it's a little confusing that this got approved.
yeah, yeah, that's
It,
really my thing. I don't understand why it exists because Big Bang Theory was created and
Mhm.
this was created, and these are not Lego. I wouldn't say they're Lego appropriate source materials. Like, why did this get by fine, and something like say Firefly didn't? It just
it,
seems a little pick and choosy.
it does, and it seems like it's a. I'm sure that Lego is also now considering. I mean, Lego AFOLs are considered a permanent mainstay when it comes to the I guess revenue source for Lego. There was a quote I found or a line, but AFOLs are not obviously what are catered to by Lego.
Yeah.
But I imagine that Ideas is more AFOL oriented, and the crossover between fans of the show and AFOLs and there's a big mix, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and its
no, that's
cultural
fair.
relevance is not to be understated.
Well, heck, honestly, one thing I'm massively disappointed they didn't include in this, and would have absolutely been a selling point for me, is in the show Friends, there are several episodes where you can see a combination model of Liwamata, Galimata, and Kopakamata. It's a combo
No
model
way.
called Werua, and it is sitting on the table in a couple of different episodes.
Really, I want to find this
Yeah, it's not in this scene.
online.
Like this is a cafe, obviously enough, and
Right.
and Werua was in like an apartment or something. They didn't include that. I would have been one of those people making it sell out, but they didn't, and I don't care about Friends, so no.
No. So that was another pass. And then Ideas had, I think, two more licensed theme sets that were both extremely disappointing.
Let me see. Well, this was one licensed theme, and then let me go
I
into
guess you
the
can't
ideas.
count. I mean, they're licensed properties, but do you consider Ideas when it's a licensed theme that to be its own property?
Ideas as a property.
When they release a licensed theme, do you consider, for example, Friends? Does that become its own licensed theme per se, or do you just consider it under the Ideas umbrella,
I,
despite it having a licensed property?
I'd consider it a licensed set under the Ideas umbrella.
Okay.
So Ideas, because Ideas works in a very nebulous flux where it can be licensed and it can be original. And it's never consistent. It's never straightforward as, yeah, no, it's licensed or not. It's going to be a set by set basis.
Right.
So, which I see here for 2019, there were 3 licensed themes released for Ideas. You like Central Perk, but you passed. It leaves 2 more. What are your thoughts on those?
The Flintstones 21316. I think looking at the preliminary and the one that was pitched, there's a lot more content in that set, and the official product kind of lacks in content. And I think that the build's not great, and I don't like the translation of the characters to minifigure.
Interesting. See, this is. So I've never been a fan follower of the Flintstones. You know, I've seen it, of course, but it's never been something that I've been too attached to. And I've gotten the chance to see this in person, fairly up close, very personally. I honestly think this is a really solid representation of the series. I think these characters are adapted pretty straightforwardly. Um, I actually don't know how they could have improved this.
I think the inclusion of Dino would have been a nice addition. Just the dinosaur.
I can see that.
Um, I don't know. I also haven't seen it in person, and that always changes my opinion on a set.
Mm-hmm. No, I
Um,
understand. Yeah, no, I think the a lot of the shaping and the craftsmanship of this set in person, I find to be actually really impressive. I think they did a really good job. It's very compact, and it uses a lot of really excellent smoothing techniques, and the way that they convey certain textures, I think, is very cleverly done.
Agreed. I'm looking at it. I really like a lot of those rock patterns and stuff, and it looks very natural.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, no, but that's fair. I mean, the characters themselves, the prints, are fairly basic, which one could argue, well, I mean, they're basic illustrations, but I can understand how they might not appeal to some people. Uh, I personally think that they're really good because uh, we get a hairpiece that we've had for a while since the Lego Movie, recolored twice in one sitting.
Oh, right. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I am a sucker for new hair pieces because I like to make people as many figures. I like to make sig figs, and new hair pieces are mostly not a negative thing.
No, and that's always fair. But is it worth it though when you purchase a set just for individual parts?
Oh no, I don't think that's usually the case. That's why
It,
Bricklink.
yeah, yep,
So,
for sure,
and while Bricklink is usable, that's another topic for another day.
for sure. Oh boy, I haven't
Mm-hmm.
looked much into that issue at
Yeah.
all.
So now I'm also pretty happy with the price per part being a licensed theme 700 or licensed set 748 pieces for $60.
8 cents per piece, roughly. That's nice.
Yeah, no, I'm reasonably okay with that.
I guess maybe the biggest reason it didn't catch me, you know, under my radar is because the Flintstones is not a big thing in my life. I've seen it.
No, that's fair.
I think a lot of my interest in when I become extremely critical of something is how much I am invested in that property as well.
Hmm. No, I mean that makes a lot of sense. I mean, I totally get that. I did not get it myself. I got it as a gift for someone who did like, who does like the Flintstones. So they were really happy with it, but it was
Well,
never
that's nice.
something I was going to
Cool.
get for myself. So let's move into the last ideas licensed set,
Oh boy.
and I feel like you and I we're gonna agree pretty heavily here.
Yep.
Steamboat Willie, I really am not a fan of.
No, I don't like this. It is expensive, way overpriced. It is too small, I think, for not only the reference from what it's coming from, but it's too compact. It's a very boring color scheme. Obviously, it's black and white, and the figures, they're pretty disappointing, especially considering there's a different variant of them found in the Disney collectible minifigure series from this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I
So
agree.
failing on a lot of cylinders.
Yeah, and what's super frustrating is that a lot of pieces that could have gone to the boat itself went to a plaque. Like,
I'm not even looking at the plaque image. Oh, geez.
yeah, I'll go ahead and send you this gallery here in Brickset.
Oh, I just
Okay, you got it.
found. Wait. Oh, what on earth?
Yeah, it's just you could have
Why?
included that in any other set. I mean, it's fine to include it here ish. Like I get why, but at the same time, you have the numbers 1928 on the boat.
Yep.
It's there, and you don't need to illustrate the mouse symbol. You have him in the set.
Oh my word. And that's not even. I mean, it's obviously that's the easiest and simplest obvious way to represent the mouse head, but is it necessary? No.
Yeah. No.
Oh, geez. I didn't even realize they had the plaque. That's awful.
Yeah. No. I agree with you. I think this one is incredibly lackluster. I think if you're a fan of Disney, you're gonna like it, but you're probably gonna have to struggle with that price because the price is. It. I would never pay that price for anything like this.
I wouldn't. I really like Disney, and well, I don't like Steamboat Willie. That's a weird short, but just the history behind it. And I have no incentive or desire to get this because of the price.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that can be said with a lot of Disney's Lego licensed themes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and I think we've still got one more as far as Disney's Lego license themes. That, of course, being Marvel's superheroes. And
Yep.
this was a theme alongside DC that as we mentioned this episode, that you recommend Lego kind of take a break from. Obviously, they didn't. So, despite that continuation, how do you feel?
Did we talk about the Endgame sets on the last episode? They weren't out at the time because,
I
right?
honestly don't remember. They
I
would
don't
have
think.
had to have been because the movie came out in May or April rather. So they would have probably had to have been out.
Okay, let's see. Endgame sets. I just want to double check before. No, they came out in April, so it was way after.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, so I haven't talked about them. They're not great. Number one, I guess Endgame spoilers are game. I'm not going to say anything, but like just in comparison to what actual content shows up in the movie, it is a pretty poor representation of what actually occurs in the movie. The reuse of the quantum leap torso and leg print for just about every figure in the roster is a cheap way and not a great way to save on money. A lot of face prints and pieces from previous Marvel sets and other licensed themes are reused in this, and the price per piece ratio is fine
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah, I mean, most of these sets are ones I can see getting as gifts, or maybe you just want to get one just to have it, and that's fine. But I also wholeheartedly agreed. I was immensely frustrated with the fact that they reused that same gosh dang torso, and not even because it was reused, but because I think the suits are awful. I really don't like
Yeah.
these designs. I was very vocal about not liking the quantum suits ever. I thought they were hideous. And so seeing them being the predominant minifigure appearance is super frustrating.
Black Widow and Scarlet Witch's face prints have not been changed in a while, and I don't like either of them on either of those figures anymore.
Uh-huh.
And I quite like both of those characters. I wish that Scarlet Witch would get a new face print that looked more like Scarlett Johansson's, because it's currently using Jin Urso's face, which I've seen enough of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I
Not
totally get
great.
that.
Other Marvel sets were fine. Oh, the Far From Home sets weren't bad. I was impressed by those.
Yeah, I did not get any of them.
I didn't
However,
either, but I saw them on shelves and I was like, oh, that's nice. Might have gotten the Hydra Man attack.
honestly, the one I would have gotten would have easily been Molten. Was it Molten Man?
Yes.
I thought that one was pretty excellent. I thought that the color scheme was really solid. It looked very good. I thought the minifigure selection was probably a bit better, given that you got one of Spidey's new suits. Though it is unusual that in none of the three sets did you get his newest suit, the black and red.
That's such a weird thing. I wonder if that's not even a spoiler thing because it shows up in the trailer.
Yeah, no, I mean it's in promotional material.
Uh,
He gets another
it's
suit.
I totally think it's a budget thing and Lego trying to cut costs because at face value, aside from dark blue and black being different, um, they just it's an easy getaway to use the homecoming suit,
Yeah,
which is not even accurate because that color's more of a light blue in the film than it is a dark blue.
yeah, kind of. But I mean, I don't mind too much because I think it's not only my favorite suit, that it's my favorite cinematic suit. I think it's one of the best Spider-Man minifigures we've had.
It's the only one I use.
Yeah, no, I think it's really good. So, they did a good job there, and the price per part for those was, it's
Not
gonna,
the jet.
yeah, with the exception of maybe the jet, it was okay.
It was fine. It was like a B or something.
Yeah,
2 out of the 3 sets were good.
yeah, no, that's reasonable. So, okay, what are some other sets and or themes that you want to cover?
The San Diego Comic-Con Spider-Man figure makes me so mad. I was so frustrated and disappointed. I saw the news, like the leaks or whatever, the Instagram photos, and I kind of died on the inside of it
Here, let me get a picture of
because
that up real quick.
I really liked Spider-Man PS4. That was my most hyped game of 2018. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that's almost 2 years now. Anyway, I was so hyped for it, and the printing on that figure looks amazing, like really good. Aside from a lack of arm printing, but the fact it became an exclusive, the one Spider-Man figure I would have hands down put money down on a set is an exclusive that is now like $400.
Oh, heck, actually, I haven't even begun looking at what it might be on eBay.
I'm gonna look at it right now. I was just ballparking it,
Well, let's
but
see. SDCC 2019 Lego minifigure PS4. A bid. Okay, you know what? It's actually a little bit better than you thought.
oh really?
Yeah, $250.
Oh no way! I could buy so many other things with $250.
Exactly.
That's
So,
awful.
yeah, no,
I
it got scalped
disappointed.
hard.
Yeah, not cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess I did some math when it comes to licensed themes in regards to the ratio it is with regular properties
Oh,
or with
excellent.
Lego's
Yes.
properties in general. This is where all my math and research came in. Let's see. Oh, let me find my notes. Here we go. So, 48% of the Lego Group's themes from 2019 were licensed themes. But this is excluding themes such as books, Brickheads, Classic, the minifigure series, Duplo, Education, gear, ideas, some miscellaneous stuff, and some other themes that just don't belong and they're not what you would consider a Lego theme, broad term.
Okay. I'm a little curious about that because that would be a little distinct. I feel like you can get into some argument there as to what is considered a Lego theme? Like a lot of people don't consider Bionicle a Lego theme, for instance, given that it
Um,
isn't traditional bricks.
a lot of these are accessory things, and I
Oh, okay,
don't.
I see. Yeah, I get it.
My classic is bricks. I don't really count that. Education is a completely different system. Just in that what it's catering to.
Okay. All right, no, that's fair enough.
Ideas was excluded from this poll too because ideas is its own statistic, and it's that whole: do you classify the individual sets as their own properties or just as licensed sets?
Mm-hmm. Okay. No, I mean, if
And
you
then
if you
yeah,
exclude brickheads, I think it's only fair to exclude ideas as well.
and then Disney is a broad term umbrella for various properties inside of that theme. And then Speed Champions I did not consider licensed theme.
Hmm. Okay.
Simply we're going off of the minifigure style.
I would probably. Ooh. I understand what you're getting at there. I would probably consider that licensed simply because Lego is paying a licensing fee for Ford, Chevy, Ferrari, Bugatti. Those are still
That's fair.
licenses that Lego doesn't own that they pay for.
Okay, so that gets up to about 52% then. So over
52% are
half of,
licensed?
yep, yes,
Oof.
taking that into consideration. Yeah, so more than half.
Okay, and that's interesting because that's just one theme.
Yep. Oh, geez. Um, and then CMF is a different department because it's both Lego's own properties, and then there's two-thirds of the series were technically licensed. So
Mm-hmm.
that was Disney and Lego Movie 2.
Mm-hmm.
Lego Movie 2 was figures did not sell well. Apparently, I saw a post, and I guess it was they're going for $2 on the Lego store right now.
I mean, I get that. I wasn't super thrilled by the Lego Movie 2 minifigures. I
I
wasn't even
wasn't super thrilled by the
super
Lego Movie
thrilled by.
2.
I mean, I was a lot more happy with the latest minifigure series, the non-licensed one. But the Batman one is just I don't care about it at all. It has no appeal to me whatsoever.
The second Batman theme just was too much.
Yeah, no, I'm not on board. You know what? If there are DC fans that are really happy about it, I'm very glad. Not for me.
Well, the new DC theme or superheroes line that's coming out in 2020, those figures look nice.
In 2020, in all
And those
fairness,
are
I haven't seen that yet.
that. I guess that's really a discussion about going into 2020 and
Yeah.
not current year. Ideas, half of the approved sets were licensed,
Mm-hmm.
and new to 2019, there was one, two, three total licensed properties added to the Lego Group's bill per se. And so out of total themes, I'm reading my notes. It's a 13 out of 24 or 54% is licensed themes or properties.
Mm-hmm.
And that number probably goes up because Speed Champions is counted into it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the ratio of licensed themes to just regular IPs.
Really? So this is a threshold that you are not comfortable with. You would rather
I'm
it.
not. Oh,
Would you rather it be even or more original themes in comparison to licensed?
I want more original licensed themes. I mean, I love licensed themes just as an idea. Just I think they're great to get people in, but because of the current track record of certain themes, DC and Marvel specifically, just their uh, lack of innovation or quality build wise and figure wise, it's
Mm-hmm.
extremely disappointing. And those resources could be put into better themes that um, haven't explored ideas that have been covered in a long time. I've thought of fun like pitches ideas for themes that I think would be cool. They probably wouldn't work, but they take a lot of elements of pre-existing licensed themes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think my biggest issue is just because most of these are disappointing, and less so the actual property themselves, the
Mm-hmm.
execution.
Yeah. No, I see what you're getting at. Okay. Hmm.
It's not like 2012 or whatever with Dimensions, though. I'm glad we're not there yet.
Yeah. No, I
We're
get
not
you.
back at that. That was awful. Looking at how many properties Lego had under their belt just through that was wild.
And most of them kind of just got squandered too. Like,
They did. There's
yeah,
nothing used other than just a what fun pack.
Yeah, more or less. I mean, heck, I still remember Gremlins. I got the Gremlins fun pack, and that's it. That's all they
Wait,
did with
Gremlins was a thing?
Gremlins.
Uh, oh, A-Team was a thing for one pack.
Yeah, A Team, Gremlins, Sonic.
Oh, that was wasted potential.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, heck, I'm honestly surprised they're not bringing that back to make Sonic sets for the new movie.
Why not? I mean, I've with the new redesign, I'd take some maybe
Uh-huh.
just to get a Sonic figure. That'd be nice.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Do you have any more statistics? Those are really fascinating.
Let's see. I've got stuff for 2020, and then I wrote some notes in regards to licensed team currently.
Okay.
Um,
In that
in
case,
regards
uh,
to
yeah,
the
no, go ahead,
oh,
go ahead.
sorry, AFALs are considered locked in, and so I was thinking about the community's vocal. Oh, what's the word I want to say? Not many AFAL, not many. Certain group members of the community are not all for licensed themes,
Mm-hmm.
and many of the arguments that are made that it's hurting creativity. I've heard these before. It inhibits creativity because of preset from licensed stuff. I don't agree with that per se, but AFALs are considered a locked in group and demographic because Lego is and always has been primarily targeted at children,
Mm-hmm.
and so I don't always look at the stuff with the perspective of a kid, but I think that Lego maybe should have be a little bit more aware of AFAL's appeals or the appeal of AFALs with licensed themes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have 2020 stats with some statistics on that.
Yeah, let's go ahead and hear that. Those sound very interesting.
Not as many numbers, but it again, half of the Lego Group's properties are going to be licensed going into 2020,
Mm-hmm.
according to early reveals and news.
Mm-hmm.
New themes. There's going to be two more. Those are drum roll, everybody. Minions: The Rise of Gru and Trolls World Tour. I mean, oh dear. Uh, I don't. I don't want to go to 2020.
Yeah, of course we
The
still have.
troll sets don't look good.
Which ones?
The troll sets don't look very good.
I haven't given them too much of my eye, because I have no familiarity with trolls. I do not care about trolls. It bears no relevance to me whatsoever.
I had the misfortune of seeing the first movie, and I was like, I want nothing to do with this.
Yeah, no, that's understandable. Yeah.
Uh,
Um.
it's not promising. I just the selection that Lego picks for themes. These are very much one and done. A movie comes out, we'll sell it, and then we're done. Like Angry Birds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Are there any licensed themes or sets from next year that do catch your eye that you are looking forward to?
Yes. There was one Star Wars set that I'm very interested in.
Mm.
It is, let me find it, 75267 Mandalorian Battle Pack.
Ah, yes. Let me see if I can
I'll
get a
take it.
picture.
It's great. Just
Man-
minifigure wise. We're going to ignore the price because that's expensive piece wise.
Mandalorian Battle Pack. Oh, fudge. I didn't even realize they had one in 2011.
Oh, I had that one. That was okay.
Hey, it looks like just a bunch of Boba Fett's or Jango Fett's. I can't keep
Yep.
the two of them straight.
That's even a downgrade of Django Fett because the Django figure is way better than those.
Mm-hmm. Okay, here, let me go ahead and get this picture up real quick. Uh, Full disclosure, because I kind of want to mention this. As far as licensed themes are concerned, I don't know if I mentioned it last time, but my perspective on one in particular, my favorite one, there's the Mandalorian set. Uh, Minecraft,
Yes.
totally think it's cool. Totally think it's done very well.
Minecraft is pretty cool. I like some of the new 2020 stuff going in. Those buildable figures like the creeper and stuff, and then the skeleton and stuff from this year were pretty impressive.
Yeah, no, I thought they did a really good job with those. Uh, yeah, I think these are really cool. I think a lot of the Minecraft stuff is still really solid. I might have to pick up the Panda Nursery. I don't know if
Oh,
I'd pick up.
that's cute.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, it's great. I don't know if I'd pick up any of the others. We're getting a little bit of crossover, which is very interesting because the Illager raid is going to be set number 21160. features a player wearing a Kai skin from Ninjago.
Oh boy.
It
Oh, that's
begins.
cool.
No, no, that was really
Oh,
smart.
and 2020 gives us the gamer ninjas.
Ah, yes, Ninjago is looking absolutely excellent. I think that it looks
Ninjago's looking
stellar.
great. Oh man.
Yeah, no, Ninjago is looking excellent. But
Oh, I
hmm,
just thought of something in regards to licensed themes and other IPs and stuff.
mm-hmm.
Uh, Nick on Planet Ripple made a comment in his Ninjago video that has stuck with me. And as I think about it, Ninjago is such a umbrella theme now. It covers so many different genres that were covered by other themes that the need for a castle or the need for like a gamer themed thing is not relevant because Ninjago has probably already done.
That's an interesting perspective that I understand where he's coming from with that, though I don't necessarily know if I agree with it. Because while Ninjago does Ninjago things very well, while it has a lot of fun with its own premises and toys with a lot of different themes, a lot of different. It likes to dip its toe into a lot of different things, like castle, like space, or games, or what have you. There are still aspects of Ninjago where, like, Ninjago itself sometimes can feel like, I wish this was done differently. I wish I were seeing this theme, this concept tackled by something else that would go about it differently than Ninjago would, because Ninjago has a very specific way of going about things. For instance, I don't know how I would like a Bionicle that was handled in the same vein as a Ninjago.
That is
Because,
totally fair.
yeah, so I can understand, I still understand the appeal for individual castle themes or aqua themes or so on and so forth.
And I want a new castle theme or something like that too. But then I guess it also comes back to licensed themes fill those voids as well currently. Star Wars, you can't really compete with a space theme if Star Wars is out.
Yeah, that seems to be the most pressing matter
And Harry
at the moment.
Potter's competing with Castle because you get castles in those, and those parts are serviceable enough.
Yeah, yeah. So I can see that. I can see how there's not a whole lot of room for competition. So, all right. Well, is there anything else about 2020 that's really catching your fancy that you're really excited for, or overall, are you not quite as optimistic about the coming year as you might have been about 2019?
I am not as optimistic about the coming year, even though there's certain things that catch my fancy in the realm of licensed themes. The Lego minifigures DC superheroes theme, for reference 71026. I really like a lot of the figures in it, but minifigures are getting a price hike to $5 next year
Mm-hmm.
from 4 to 5, and for some reason that extra dollar just makes things a lot less appealing.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm not on board with the price jump because I like to buy these not necessarily in bulk, but in larger groupings,
Yep.
and I'd be spending $10 on too many figures, and I'm not on board.
I don't like that either because there was about 10 or so figures in this that I want to get, and on top of that I want to get a duplicate of at least the Batman figure. So that's 50, 55, $60
Mm-hmm.
for maybe 10 figures, which sounds ridiculous.
Yeah, no, I'm not on board with that, and I'm also especially not on board with it because the quality of these minifigures has also decreased over the last year and a half, 2 years, especially when it comes to licensed minifigures such as Mercy from Overwatch, a theme we didn't even discuss.
I that's you know what, Overwatch is such a small like after the first wave in January it just kind of petered out.
Yeah, no,
Like
I
I'd kind of forgotten the Junkrat, or is that his name?
yeah, Junkrat and Roadhog.
And Roadhog, and then the hamster guy. I kind of forgot those sets existed.
Yeah, I mean they're really good sets, but yeah,
They
I
are, but
totally
it's such
understand.
a mm, yeah. No, Overwatch apparently is getting 6 more in 2020, but
I
I
I
don't.
hope.
That Mercy figure is disappointing. I really like that character design. I don't play the game, but I really like that design. But that face print just makes me sad.
Yeah, and it's not the only one. There are a slew of other minifigures that have been afflicted by this issue, and I've always heard quality concerns pertaining to the minifigure packs themselves, and unfortunately, I don't think we're going to see a quality increase to go alongside the price increase.
I don't think so either. Yeah. Yay. Woohoo. License themes. 2020. Let's go. Oh, man.
Gosh dang, that is a far cry from the last time I had you on.
Things have changed.
Gosh, wow, that's interesting. Next week, I'm going to have another guest on, another prior guest who argued in favor of original themes and against licensed themes. So I'm very interested to see if he has flipped or if he has remained consistent in his
That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
That's very fascinating. Okay. In that
Well, that
case,
was depressing.
Yeah. In that case, let's go ahead and move on briefly to the question segment of things before we go ahead and wrap up. I mean, if you're down for that, unless you want to just.
I am totally down. I would love to answer questions.
Awesome. Fantastic. In that case, everyone in the YouTube live chat, feel free to go ahead and ask away. We're going to do probably maybe 4 or 5, and then we're going to go and wrap things up.
Am I allowed to pull up the chat up myself through the video? I don't think it'll be
Absolutely.
interference.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
Certainly. So long as there's
Cool.
not any bleed through or overlap, then
I
yeah,
hope
you're all good.
I hope not. Is there any bleed through? I mean, I'll probably hear myself just because the video's on, but
No, I mean you're fine right now.
awesome, cool.
So, but yeah, no, it's gonna be interesting. I'm very curious to see what shakes out over the next year.
I'm very curious too. I wonder with the reception of Star Wars currently, how that's going to affect sales with that, especially considering the crazy prices that are going on with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I get that. Gosh, there's so I there are a slew of sets from 2019 that I have gotten from different themes that I have yet to build yet that I really should get around to. But 2020 is looking optimistic already because
Oh, there's a big set I want in 2020. It's the new bookstore.
so I'm actually looking at it right now. Like Lego sent it to me. Not sponsored by Lego, guys.
Nuh-uh.
Not this episode.
What?
The set review for TTV will probably be, of course. And it looks outstanding. It looks
Oh,
excellent.
I haven't. Oh, sorry.
No. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I haven't been excited about a modular building since the what was the last one? Was it the bank or the assembly square?
Oh gosh, dang! I want to say it was a square.
I haven't been excited about one since that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No. It looks excellent. I haven't built it yet. I have not had the time, but it looks absolutely outstanding.
Oh, I love the colors on it. It looks pretty.
Mm-hmm.
And
it
Ninjago
looks
2020 looks great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, Ninjago looks outstanding. Of course, Minecraft, which I'm biased toward. So, I think
That's
there
fair.
are highlights. It's just I'm curious to see if maybe the beginning of 2020 is just a little bit weaker than the latter half.
That's fair. I eagerly. Wow, I can't English either.
I get that.
I eagerly await images of Harry Potter 2020 because I think at this point we'll be getting Order of the Phoenix and Half-Blood Prince sets, and Order of the Phoenix and Half-Blood Prince are pretty great, just book-wise.
Excellent. No, that's great. I didn't even know it was coming back next year again.
I'm pretty sure it is. They better not let me down because I don't know what I'm going to do.
That's fair. Okay. In that case, let's go ahead and get some questions.
Cool.
Let me see here. First one's going to be from OMG, I'm on fire. Do you think Rise of Skywalker's poor reception will hurt the theme even more?
I totally think the theme will be hurt really hard, especially from the AFOL market. From what I've seen of reviews of this movie so far, from many people who even defended The Last Jedi, this movie is a train wreck and a half, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it. I won't get into that just yet, unless that's an actual question. But I totally think it's going to hurt. I don't want to buy anything from The Rise of Skywalker just because of my take on it and how completely let down by it I was.
Mm-hmm.
I totally think it'll hurt it. And I think Star Wars needs a break.
Yeah, and I agree. Honestly, I definitely agree. Uh, I haven't seen the movie yet. I've had it basically all spoiled for me, mostly by choice. So I don't.
Oh,
I mean, I'm not
okay.
gonna go see it in theaters. I'm gonna wait till it comes out in DVD, and even then, I'm probably not gonna buy it. I'm just gonna wait till somebody else gets it so we can both watch it.
I probably shouldn't have. I've been ruined by it, and it makes me sad.
Yeah. After the Last Jedi, I lost any and all faith in this trilogy. It's an absolute dumpster fire. But yeah, no,
I
I
just had
agree.
to see it go out. I just needed to see how it ended, and I was like, maybe this wasn't for the best.
Nah, I mean that's fair. That's all right. But yeah, no, I definitely agree. I think it's going to be hurt by this in the same way it was hurt by the Last Jedi being an abject failure and the oversaturation of Solo. So we'll have to wait and see. The Crimson Captain asks, "Have either of you seen The Rise of Skywalker? And what do you have to think?" I haven't, obviously.
I have. It was really bad. I laughed at many parts during the movie. It was that horrible. I just kind of watched my favorite franchise just burn to the ground.
Yeah, that's what I've
Yeah,
been hearing.
it hurt.
Yeah. Dark Master asks, "What is Henry's thoughts on Umarak from Bionicle and General Makia from Ninjago?"
Okay, Umarak. I know who Umarak is because I really regret not buying Umarak the Hunter when it came out when I was small, and now he's expensive and it makes me sad.
Mm-hmm. That's
He has a
fair.
really cool face mask. I liked that mask.
Yeah, no, I mean, Umarak is arguably one of the best sets from Bionicle as a whole, and easily one of the best sets from Generation Two. He's great.
I really wish I purchased him. That mask is just wonderful, and I like his color scheme overall.
Do you like the mask in black green more or gunmetal and orange? Because it came in both.
I like the black green better.
That's fair. Me too.
I don't like the what is it, Umarak the Destroyer. I don't like that one as much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, not a lot of many people did. So,
And then what was the other character?
General Makia from Ninjago.
General Makia. Oh, here we go. Found it. Let's see. He's cool, I guess.
Yeah.
Or she's cool. That's a lady snake.
Mm-hmm.
I like the use of the Medusa hair in red.
Yeah. I mean, Ninjago does a pretty good job of character design. I don't have any strong opinion on her one way or the other.
I yeah, it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
So, okay. We're gonna go. We're gonna go ahead and do two more questions. The first one is
Cool.
gonna be from Sakota, who asks, "What licensed themes do you think would be cool if Lego picked them up that they haven't done yet?"
Okay. Do I have to stay in the confines of Lego and their approved standards?
For the sake of argument, let's go no.
Ooh, for the sake of argument, no. Ooh, because I want Fire Emblem, which is for those of you who don't know. I don't know if you know LJ.
I've heard of it.
It is a not a Ninjago, Nintendo property. It's a tactical RPG with an medieval fantasy anime style, and I am quite interested in that theme or that series as a whole. And I think that at least for a minifigure series, would be really nice. There's lots of characters that just have cool designs,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just a bunch of fights. I don't know how you would translate it to sets. It's an extremely unreasonable theme, but I just want it for character designs and stuff.
Yeah, no, that's understandable. That's cool. That's a good one. I have absolutely no idea. I don't even know where to begin because all the licenses I would have wanted, Lego got Minecraft,
Yep.
Overwatch. I'm pretty much content. I'm all good.
Yeah, I'm good too. I can't think of anything. I mean, a nice idea, but like I don't really care.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So okay. Let me see
Um,
here.
MC Lego Boy wanted to ask a question.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
just looking. I'm
his was
sorry.
the next question.
Oh,
It drives me nuts whenever people think that uh you gotta wait until I've said no more questions because I didn't do that. I said we have
right.
one more question after the one we just asked. Uh, this one happened to be
Sorry. I
next. Oh, no, no, you're fine. This has happened before. You're all
Oh,
good,
okay.
though.
Oh, cool.
So, MC Lego Boy's question is, do you think we'll get the Geonosis arena or the Droid Foundry in Star Wars? Episode 2 may not have been everyone's favorites, but they are missing and it's been 15 plus years.
I mean, the Geonosis Arena would be probably really cool, especially for prequel trilogy fans. Um, Lego's current track record with Star Wars stuff, I would honestly say no, and I hate to say that, but probably not, which
I
stinks.
I think we'll get a heavily underwhelming version of it.
Oh, we could get a battle pack, and it comes with like really lame Geonosis figures and like maybe a Jedi.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'd get like a really small, kind of maybe a half arena, and that's really going to depend on whether or not they include any of the creatures. Because from Attack of the Clones, my favorite scene was the Geonosis arena, and not because of all the lightsabers, but actually it's because of that creature, that really cool cat-like creature with like the tail that splits off in two. It's got like the back spines. I'd love to see that in Lego. I think we probably will see it eventually because we got that the Acklay. We got that as kind of like a not like a maybe a polybag esque thing, like a build at a Lego store kind of a deal. That was
Oh,
done
cool.
in Lego, so I think there is hope that it could happen. Probably not for a very long time.
I think we'll get another Luke's land speeder in about 2 years.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. You know what? Remember this, everyone. 2 years from now, let's see if we get another one.
Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah,
It'll come with Luke's hat too. We got the poncho. We just need the hat.
there we go. Heck yeah, That's how it's gonna happen. Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, that hurts.
Okay. All right. I think that's going to be everything for today. Thank you all so much for asking questions. I'm sorry that it can't be as many, but I actually don't have a whole heck of a lot of time today, especially seeing as I got another podcast in like little over half an hour.
Oh, well, wow. Busy night.
Busy day.
Yeah.
So, all right. In that case, Henry, is there anything you'd like to add? Anything you'd like to say and impart with as we wrap up our conversation a year in the making?
Um, I'm sorry, licensed themes. Step up your game, and maybe I'll be a little bit more happy with y'all. Uh, Harry Potter, keep doing what you're doing. Lego, you're doing good with that. I guess that's it.
All right, fair enough. It's a good summarization. Okay, in that case, my last question for you is there anywhere on social media you'd like people to follow you at?
Yes, if you want, it's not really important. I don't post anything on my YouTube. If you want to follow me there, and but I don't think YouTube's going to let comments pop up much longer on that channel with all the recent baloney. But I post a lot on Instagram. You can find me there at Henry_Bricklider, which is pretty much the same as the name here on as seen on the video podcast thing. So I post there. I post drawings that I do, and sometimes Lego hauls, and sometimes my mocks that I do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm most active there because it's really easy.
Okay. All right, excellent. Okay, great. In that case, links to those will be in the description below, so I highly encourage you to go check that out. Um, okay, well, that'll do it. Henry, thank you so much for being on again. I really do appreciate it, and maybe next year I can have you on again a couple of times, and we'll see where Lego stands then.
That would be very interesting. I can't wait for when we get the Minion sets. It'll be best
Oh,
theme 2020. I'm calling it now.
that's it. All right, nope, get out. Bye. No. All right. Well, once again, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you for having me on.
Of course. All right, and that'll do it. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully, you had a good time and enjoyed this episode of The Eljay Johnsen Show. This has been The Eljay Johnsen Show. This show airs every single Sunday at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, unless specified otherwise over on Twitter at The Eljay Johnsen, where you can find updates and guest announcements hopefully every single Wednesday. And if you have any questions or concerns or comments, go ahead and head over to my email, ljjohnsen@gmail.com. Remember, that's JOHNSEN. All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Hopefully, you had a good time. I'll see you all next week. Farewell.